Hello students, good morning. Today I will start part 3 of unit 2 solution. After studying part 3, you will be able to describe about solubility, describe factors affecting solubility of solid, liquid, in gas, in liquid. Question based on solubility. Then you are also able to state and explain Henry law for solubility of a gas in liquid. Henry law, you have to focus only for solubility of gas in liquid. Then some question based on Henry's law. Now, first of all, I want to focus on solubility. This solubility you can also better understand if you have well knowledge of chemical bond. From unit 4 of class 11th. This chapter is also beneficial to understand the solubility. Now, maximum amount of a solute in a saturated solution per 100 gram of a solvent is known as solubility. Here, solution may be saturated, may be unsaturated, may be supersaturated. In saturated solution, it contains maximum amount of dissolved solute. In unsaturated solution, it contains less number of maximum amount of dissolved solute. That means more solute can be added. In supersaturated solution, it contains more dissolved solute than a saturated solution. Therefore, the chance of precipitation occurs here, and hence supersaturated solution is a metastable system. Now, solubility depend upon either nature of solute and solvent, also as well as temperature and pressure. Solubility also can be understood by one concept like dissolve like. This means if the nature of interaction of solute and solvent are same, then solute dissolve in solvent. This can also be understood like that ionic and polar substance are generally soluble in polar solvent such as water, alcohol, etc. I have discussed about polar and non-polar solvent in part 2 of unit 2. and are insoluble in non-polar solvent like benzene, chloroform, carbon disulfide. One example is given below to understand this concept. Oxygen, that is non-polar, and water, that is polar. That's why oxygen is less soluble in water, because they have different forces, and they also do not match with the concept like dissolve like. One more example is given. HCl, that is polar, and water, this is also polar. That's why HCl highly soluble in water. Next thing you have to know that ionic solid dissolve in water because charged ion, that is polar, are attracted to the polar water molecule. Sugar, that is covalent compound, also dissolve readily in the water because of formation of H bonding. Next point. Similarly, about non-polar solute such as iodine, sulfur, phosphorus, and organic substance. These may be naphthalene, anthracene, are also soluble in non-polar solvent such as benzene, chloroform, etc., and insoluble in polar solvent like water. Here, if we take benzene and toluene, both are non-polar, so they are soluble. But when benzene dissolve in water, their polarity is changed. That's why benzene do not dissolve in water. This also shows the concept like dissolve like. Increasing the pressure has no effect on the solubility of a solid in the liquid. Region solid have fixed volume and shape. That's why force, that is pressure, has no role in the solubility of solid in liquid. But pressure increases the solubility of gas in liquid. That is according to Henry law. One more example you have to learn. The solubility of gas in liquid, cold drinks. Next, role of temperature on solubility. Increasing solubility on increasing the temperature. That is, increasing temperature often increase the solubility of a solid in liquid. But generally, solubility decreases of a gas in liquid. There is the common example of O2 plus water. O2 is more soluble in cold water rather than warm water. This will show the role of temperature in solubility of gas in liquid. Next, look the diagram again to understand the concept like dissolve like. Solvent solvent interaction, solute solute interaction, and solvent solute interaction. Solution form when these three kind of forces are similar. So this will show the concept of like dissolve like. Now next we have to focus factors affecting solubility of solid or liquid in gas. So just consider the equilibrium solute plus solvent or equilibrium with the solution. Here first of all we have to know about the effect of temperature. Temperature has significant effect on solubility according to Le-Chatelier principle. If delta solution H, delta here indicate change, SOL solution, H indicate enthalpy, is more than 0, that is the process is endothermic. In that condition, increase the temperature, increases the solubility, and hence the reaction goes to forward direction, that is more solution will be formed. If delta sol H is less than 0, the process is exothermic and the reaction goes to backward direction. That means less solute dissolved in solvent. Some examples are given below to understand the both concept. Sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate, NaCl, potassium chlorate, potassium sulfate. Salt solubility increases with rise in temperature as their dissolution is endothermic, that is delta sol H is more than 0. You take common salt NaCl at home and know about the solubility of NaCl required more temperature or less temperature. Take 1 glass of water, add 1 pinch of salt to 1 glass of cold water and 1 glass of warm water. You will see that the common salt more readily dissolve warm water. This indicates NaCl required temperature to make solution. Second example, lithium carbonate, sodium carbonate monohydrate. Salt solubility decreases with rise in temperature as their dissolution is exothermic. That is with increase in temperature the solubility of these salt decreases. These are the role of effect of temperature on formation of solution. Second factor, effect of pressure. It does not have any significant effect on solubility of solid in liquid region. Solids and liquids are generally highly incompressible. That's why pressure has no more role in solubility of solid liquid in liquids. Now some question based on solubility. Question number first. Based on solute solvent interaction, Arrange the following in order of increasing solubility in N-octane and explain. N-octane is a hydrocarbon containing alkane containing 8 carbon. N means normal. It is a hydrocarbon, that's why it is non-polar. Now cyclohexane, it is also non-polar. KCl, ionic compound. CH3OH, methyl alcohol, that is polar compound. CH3CN, methyl cyanide, it is also polar compound. The answer is, since N-octane is non-polar, hence non-polar compound dissolve in octane readily according to like dissolve like. The KCl is ionic compound, then CH3OH more polar, then CH3CN less polar, and cyclohexane non-polar. That's why we get the order of solute solvent interaction like this. Question number 2. Amongst the following compounds, identify which are insoluble, partially soluble, and highly soluble in water. About this I also told you in part 2 of unit 2 solution. Here first given phenol, toluene. Phenol is a polar compound, toluene non-polar, formic acid polar, ethyl glycol polar, chloroform slightly polar, pentanol polar. The pentanol is also polar. Now answer, insoluble. Here those compounds are insoluble which are non-polar or just non-polar. So here toluene and chloroform being non-polar is insoluble in polar solvent such as water because their forces are not similar. Second, partially soluble. Phenol and pentanol are partially soluble due to large hydrocarbon part, that is more number of carbon. They form H bonding with water to less extent. That's why their solubility is less in water. Highly soluble, formic acid and ethylene glycol, that is C2H4S6O2, due to formation of H bond with water. Here formic acid and glycol form H bonding which have similar effect of H bonding with water-water interaction. That's why it is highly soluble. Next, Henry's law. This law explains the solubility of gas in liquid. It states that the solubility of a gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas at a given temperature. M equal to K P. Here K is constant, P the pressure, M is the mass. The mass of gas in the term of solubility is directly proportional to pressure. But the most common used form of Henry's law states that in board examination generally you have to focus about this law. The partial pressure of the gas in vapor phase P is proportional to the mole fraction of the gas X in the solution and is expressed as P equal to KHX, where P is partial pressure of gas, KH is Henry law constant, and X is mole fraction, which denotes solubility of gas. Now look the diagram A and B. Here show piston and some weight. If we increase the weight, look the diagram B, show the more solubility of particles in the solvent. This can also be understood by the graph. One graph drawn between the partial pressure of HCl in tar and mole fraction of HCl in its solution in cyclohexane. This will give a straight line. So by this way you can explain Henry's law. Next, note, greater the KH value, lower the solubility. KH is inversely proportional to mole fraction here. That's why more the KH, less will be the solubility. KH value depend upon nature of gas, pressure and temperature. That's why different gases have different KH value at the same temperature. KH value for both N2 and O2 increases with increase of temperature, indicating that the solubility of gases increases with decrease of temperature. That is, more the KH value, less will be solubility at high temperature. Due to this reason, aquatic species are more comfortable in cold waters rather than in warm water. So this type of question asked in the board so many times, why the aquatic animals want to live in cold water rather than warm water. So due to less solubility of oxygen in the warm water, they want to live in the cold water. Next, application of Henry's law. That is where we can apply this law. First, to avoid bend, decompression sickness or casein disease, as well as the toxic effect of high concentration of nitrogen in the blood. The tanks used by scuba diver are filled with air diluted with helium. That tank contains 11.7% helium, 56.2% nitrogen and 32.1% oxygen. As you know that on increasing the pressure, the solubility of gas increases. That creates a disease bend, due to which the scuba diver have faced the problem and may die due to high pressure. The rupture of blood vessel take place. So that's why this law is also applicable to avoid bend for scuba divers. Second application, to increase the solubility of CO2 in soft drinks, the bottle is sealed under high pressure. You can also see it when you open the lid of the bottle of soft drinks, the bubbles come out. These bubbles are bubbles of CO2 which are dissolved in high pressure. Now the pressure are released, so that's why the bubbles come out. Third, at high altitude, anoxia, that means difficult in breathing or less oxygen due to low concentration of O2 in the blood and tissue. The condition arises anoxia you feel the discomfort and also weakness. This you can also face when you go to the high altitude. You are facing the problem of breathing. So these are the application of Henry's law, which you have to know and where you have to apply this. Now limitations of Henry's law, where we cannot apply this law. Pressure is not too high and temperature is also not too low. The first condition, pressure is not too high and temperature is also not too low. Second condition, the gas is not highly soluble such as ammonia, HCl. If the gas is highly soluble, so no need to increase the pressure. The gas do not react with the solvent. For example, NH3 will react with the water and form NH4OH. So this will not happen. Next, neither dissociation take place nor association in the solvent take place. Look again, NH3 when combined with the water form NH4OH, and now they dissociate into NH4 plus and OH minus. So this should also not take place. So these are the common limitations of Henry law. You have to know this. That's why I have told you. Now again note temperature and solubility of a gas. When a gas dissolves in a solvent, you know that the entropy of gas is more than the liquid. Now the gas comes in the form of liquid, hence entropy decreases. That is known as randomness. So when gas dissolves in the solvent, solution is formed plus heat is liberated. That means the process is exothermic. As dissolution is exothermic process, according to Le-Chatelier principle, solubility of gas should decrease with increase of temperature. That's why aquatic animal want to live in cold water rather than warm water. Next, dissolution of gas in liquid is always exothermic because delta S is equal to negative, that is non-Férule factor, and in order to have delta G negative for spontaneous process, delta H has to be negative also. This also indicates the solubility of gas is a exothermic process. That is, according to thermodynamic law, we can also explain that the solubility of gas decreases with increase in temperature. Now question based on Henry laws. Question number first, why aquatic species more comfortable in cold water in comparison to warm water? So again same answer, increase in temperature decrease the solubility of oxygen in water. As a result, amount of dissolved oxygen decreases, it becomes more difficult, hence the aquatic animals are not comfortable in warm water. So this type of question may be asked, and the answer of this question you have to write in the board examination like this. Second, explain the following phenomenon with the help of Henry's law. That is, feeling of weakness and discomfort in breathing at high altitude. As I already told you, at high altitude the level of oxygen decreases. That's why the person feel condition anorexia. The solution: low level of oxygen in the blood and tissues of the people at high altitudes lead to the condition of anorexia, which causes feeling of weakness and discomfort in the breathing. Next question: gas A is more soluble in water than gas B at the same temperature. Here temperatures are same. Gas A is more soluble than gas B. So which one of the two gases will have the higher value of KH, that is Henry law constant, and why? So as I have told you, more the solubility, less will be the value of KH. So the answer is, according to Henry's law, the solubility of a gas is inversely proportional to the Henry law constant for that gas. Hence, gas B being less soluble would have a higher KH value. Now, I want to focus one numerical based on Henry's law. So, this is the example of NCERT. If N2 gas is bubbled through water at 293 Kelvin, how many millimoles of N2 gas would dissolve in 1 liter of water? Assume that N2 exerts a partial pressure of 0.987 bar. Given that Henry's law constant for N2 at 293 Kelvin is 76.48 K bar means kilobar. Now solution. The mole fraction of a gas in solution is calculated by applying Henry's law. Thus, X N2 equal to pressure of nitrogen divided by KH. Here pressure given 0.987 and the value of KH given in term of kilobar. So first of all we have to change kilobar into bar. Now putting this value, we get the value of Xn2 equal to 1.29 into 10 to the power minus 5. As 1 liter contains 55.5 mole, how you know that? The volume of water 1 liter and density is 1 gram per ml. That's why the mass of water is 1000. If we divide by 18 molar mass, to we find the number of mole 55.5. Therefore, if N represent number of moles of N2 in the solution, in that condition Xn2 equal to N mole divided by N mole plus 55.5 mole of water. Here we can neglect N mole from denominator because it is much more less than 55.5. Thus N equal to 1.29 in 10 to the power minus 5 multiply by 55.5 mole. This gives 7.16 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole. Now we have to change into millimole. So we multiply by 1000 to find the answer in millimole. And now we get the answer 0.716 millimole. So like that you can solve this type of numericals. Now 2 questions are given to you for your homework. You also study about Henry law thoroughly and then try to do and solve these questions. Henry law constant for two gases are 21.5 and 49.5 atm. Which gas is more soluble? So again you have to apply the Henry law constant value, that is one formula of Henry law, pH solubility directly proportional to pressure directly proportional to KH into solubility in terms of mole fraction. By this you can find the answer of question number 5. Question number 6. N2 and O2 gases have KH value 76.48 kilobar and 34.0 86 kilobar respectively at 293 Kelvin temperature. Which one of these gases will have more solubility in water? Again you apply P equal to KH into solubility in term of mole fraction and you find the answer of this. Okay, stay healthy, stay safe, keep learning, to be continued. Thank you.